And so yeah, no, it was a real great fun.
Interestingly, we had a little bit of a help and a link in. Argentina dropped off into Hong Kong.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached game 20.
So
this is the last women's pool match for today, and it should be a cracker. China, 2 wins from 2. Hong Kong, 1 win, 1 draw. Who will take top slot in Pool X? We will find out in 15 minutes' time. Please put your hands together. Let's get ready for some red hot rugby, and welcome to the pitch, China and Hong Kong.
Literally the master of ceremonies, Robbie McRobbie, giving a rousing greeting to these young ladies who burst forth upon
There's
the
no
Hong Kong
one better
Club.
in Asia for doing it, Mike. Absolutely outstanding. Welcome.
Certainly a classic, Robbie McRobbie.
And as a player, Hong Kong player, if we can't perform after that introduction, we'll never perform.
So as you say, a crucial game in terms of this competition.
Busily looking, Mike, to see what 7 Anna is starting with.
Your referee for this match is the one and only Mr. Chris Linwood, and he is from the UAE.
With a good impact on the bench, with particularly Natasha Olsen-Thorne on the bench, who's a strong player. A couple of changes in the forwards from the last game, but everything to play for.
So how many women are involved, or young ladies involved with the Hong Kong Institute of Sport for rugby?
We've got 20 on a full-time programme now, ranging from 18 years of age upwards, and then we've got 5 or 6 in our junior programme. Girls that from our, I mentioned earlier, us winning a gold medal at junior boys in the Asian Games, but the girls won a bronze medal as well in the same champs. So about 5 or 6 of those players now are on our junior programmes. So sort of up towards mid-20s. But full-time, 20 full-time athletes.
Just scrambling for team sheets here, Di. You might have to guide us through this one. The Hong Kong women.
Great take there by Royce Chan. This is where Hong Kong let themselves down first game, where they didn't protect the ball and be patient. On the back foot a little bit again here. Annie Chan with a lovely little break. Supported well. This is what they need to do now. Christie, Chong in, nice little flick away. Chrissy Gordon, wild pass, and this is what let us down. Royce Chan, a real veteran of the game in Hong Kong, 15s and 7s, our captain, and again, the blight that problems that we had in the first game. Runners getting isolated on the floor, turnover, penalty to China, and the opportunity to build and put pressure on the Hong Kong team early in the game.
So just taking time to set themselves up here, the Chinese team. Oh, beautiful flowing run and inside line from China, but
lovely little offload off the ground.
Well, the opening try to China, and players running from all angles. Lovely to watch as a spectacle.
Oh, great try. Hong Kong not
First
coming up in the defensive line.
The match
off
goes
the tap
to
penalty.
China, scored by number 1, Yuan
to
Lu.
be exploited, and then some great continuity play, and but all coming, Mike, from Hong Kong in primary possession, and Royce Chan unfortunately getting isolated, turnover penalty.
The conversion attempt is successful, and China lead Hong Kong by 7 points to 0.
To open the scoring in the game.
One of the features, we were talking about it earlier, from the Youth Olympic Games and the Chinese performance, and we just saw there is the standard of passing from the Chinese women is exceptional off both hands. It's great to see.
Now, a lot of the girls have come through the handball Olympic sport in the past in China and transferred to rugby, so their hand-eye coordination, their skills is a lot better than Hong Kong's at the moment.
But also just, the positioning of the wrists, the hands, the actual technique of passing underhand really is lovely to watch.
Without a doubt, it's certainly the best in Asia by some way.
And creates so much width for them to play with. We just saw there the positioning, being able to stand 6 or 7 metres apart, and then the lines running inside just really does add challenges for the defence.
Great play by Rosie Fong. That's what she needed to do. Or lazy runner, that's got to be a penalty. Oh, and there we go. That player, lazy runner, had a big influence on that play. Referees would probably say, was it a ruck setup or was it a tackle?
Too much pace on the outside.
Turnover again by the Hong Kong girls, and primary possession going to China.
So 33 points is that magical score, right?
Second
so
try of the match scored by China, number 8.
3.5 minutes.
Qixi Guan.
Anna Richards wiping the sweat off her brow and looking a little concerned at this stage.
Yeah, 2 early scores that the Hong Kong didn't need, reducing it to a 21-point game. If you tie.
Yeah.
The conversion attempt from
so we have legs.
Xiao
in the Asian 7
Mingyu
series
goes wide. China lead Hong Kong by 12 points to nil.
What's your favourite city as a coach to go and play rugby with your teams?
It's been a great series over the last 5 years, and funnily enough, we like continuity, or we like structure. But one of the features of the Asian series is that on each year, I mean, Hong Kong's first time this year. It's always been great to go to China. It's been in Shanghai for the last couple of years. Beijing, back to Beijing. Be interesting to take it back to Beijing. Favourite one, I've got to say, over the last few years, while not being how can I say, in terms of it's tipped down with rain on both occasions in the finals, but one of the cities that I found most enjoyable interest has been Mumbai, which we've lost on the series. Mumbai has been a special place, of course, for us as well.
Yep.
They've cancelled it now, and we've never lost there. So it's not because of that. It's just it just is a special place, and we've all enjoyed the hospitality and the
great hard-working team at the Mumbai Gymkhana there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a great venue.
Great venue and such history in rugby. Over 100 years of rugby at the club, and it's
second try for China's number 8, Qixi Guan.
One of the interesting things there is just the reaction of the public. Like, they're almost too intimidated to come through the grounds. A lot of them will watch outside the fence, and you beckon them in. Come on, come in. But they're almost too scared to come and take a seat and enjoy the rugby. You just sort of peek over the fence. So hopefully we can break down those barriers too, and not just cities like Mumbai, but all over Asia as well. Yeah,
and I believe that there is going to be an under-19 competition in Mumbai this year, and it's great that there will still be some rugby going back to Mumbai. But sad that they lost the men's leg, but maybe it'll return one day. And trouble on the horizon for Hong Kong, I sense, Mike, as well. Another score there by China. My heart's twitching a bit now, as will Anna's be. 1 minute left on the clock for the first half, and Hong Kong 17-0 down. We could do with the next score.
Even though, here's a prickly one for you. Hong Kong Football Club, a great venue for tournaments like this. One of the best environments that we saw Hong Kong play in was out at the Mong Kok Stadium a few years ago, where we got a huge number of local fans coming to enjoy the rugby. Is a venue like this intimidating for local people? Are we doing enough to open venues up in the heartland to make rugby more accessible? Yeah, we
that's the second try for China number 1, Yuan Lu.
Exceptionally hard. The issue we have, we would take every game, lots of games to Mong Kok and to the new territories. Unfortunately, all these venues are controlled by the Soccer Association, and we were lucky enough to play Kazakhstan there a few years ago, and since we've been refused access. So it's not through trying, it's Soccer Association governmental rules. This is certainly for us the best rugby venue in the best domestic rugby venue in Hong Kong, and this is why we use it for these prestigious tournaments and showcase tournaments. But it is frustrating, and incidentally, we are taking we've got the women's IRB World Series qualifiers coming to Hong Kong on the 7th and 8th of September, and we're taking it to Ship Kip May, which is over on Kowloon side, which is embedded in the local community.
Brilliant.
When we're given the opportunity, we'll take the game out to the local population, but it's not often possible.
Just as an out-of-towner, talk us through Ship Kip May. Where is that in terms of the MTR line?
Kowloon Tong, that area out towards just beyond sort of Kowloon Tong area. So pretty easy to get to. Ship Kip May has got a MTR short walk. One of our domestic premiership teams play there on a regular basis, as well as City, one of our championship teams. Hong Kong Scottish is our premiership team home ground. It's a LCSD local government facility, but a great, lovely stand there, and we're going to try and well, the IRB have been there, they've looked at it, facilities are good, and hoping to certainly welcome the teams from around the world for what could be a special weekend in terms of the women's World Series qualifiers.
Well, if you're a rugby fan, spread the word in the Hong Kong community. If you're watching this stream on YouTube, get all your friends and family and mates along to that venue in a couple of weeks' time to watch some rugby. Let's really try to get a great turnout for these elite athletes of women's rugby in Asia. So yes,
exceptionally
looking
disappointing first half. Looking at the field now, Amelie Su has come on, fresh legs. We've got Kwong Sao Yan coming on, so Anna's made some changes at half time and she needed to. 11 points to game, 24-0 half time, actually 9 points to game. Seed 9 points and not score anymore, and Hong Kong are out of the semi-final.
So important 7 minutes of rugby here for Hong Kong. Good run from the Chinese winger, trying to find some support now in field. She's got 4 or 5 teammates who are back 10 metres behind her now. One scurries up to clear the breakdown, and out it goes to the right. This huge athlete with loads of pace from China outstrips the defence and goes over really in the red zone as far as Hong Kong are concerned. Just one more score, and the lack of any points themselves will see them knocked out of the semi-final, which is a shame for local rugby fans. Don't forget, we've got 4 more games after this coming up, the last pool games of the men's competition. Let me just talk you through those matchups. Japan will take on Malaysia. South Korea are matched up against Thailand, who haven't won a game yet. Disappointing this morning, Thailand. So they'll be looking to peg one back against the very impressive Korean team. Sri Lanka taking on Chinese Taipei, and Hong Kong up against the Philippines. Now the Philippines always seem to turn up with a couple of guys out of the blue with rugby league backgrounds, generally die. That'll be an interesting game. No shortage of physicality there.
Certainly a tough game for us. They performed well in the first game. You see the red card may have an influence on them. They're down to 11 men for this fixture. But back to this game. No, we were talking about earlier knowing your team. It comes down to margins now. There's Hong Kong are fighting to either hold on to 2 points, or they're not going to do that over the next 6 minutes. They need to score. They need scores now, and they're a game within a game now. 5 minutes to go, and if the girls are aware of it, certainly fresh legs coming on. Anna's obviously aware of it. It's a big 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes for a semi-final slot, and hopefully the girls know what they're playing for. And Natasha Olsen-Thorne, dare I say it, could be the answer, or the key player.
She might get the ball here if we pass it along the chain.
And Rosie Fong, you've got to support it. Got to be with Rosie. She'll be chased down. We need a score.
Crowd are on their feet.
Need a score. Yes.
No, she had too much pace. And determination
and
for
the
the
conversion
defense.
is going to be huge.
So, you were running along there with
I was, I certainly was.
Those last 50 metres. Great break.
Just looking down into the technical zone, Mike, and Anna's pacing back and forth. I know the feeling. She is
not so much shouting
aware.
from Anna though.
I can't ever remember shouting, Mike.
No, you're a passionate rugby follower, mate.
There's a few referees around that would dispute that.
I'm sure there's something on camera.
Oh, that's a critical miss by Aggie Poon. Critical miss. That's now a 7-point game. So we're in a situation, Mike, where if Hong Kong need another score, 7 points the difference in terms of a game within a game. Do they know? Do they know they need to keep China out in the corner on the next try? Do they know if China score, it will be a drawn game? What will it come down to then? Count back, tries? I'm not sure myself.
Now there's some relief for Hong Kong. And a penalty as well. The Chinese player impeding.
No, they need to set it up. You don't need to rush it, Amelie Sewer. You don't need to be rushing it. You need to be kicking it in the corner and going through your line outs or setting up your set play.
Where's Amelie Sewer from?
Amelie Sewer is a French girl. Been over here 7 years now. Again, one of those guys that is entitled to a passport. Great decision by Rosie Fong to stick it into the corner and slow the game down a little bit. 3 minutes left on the clock. Should be able to secure good line-out possession here. Seems to be a little bit of confusion around the line-out.
Now Rosie Fong comes from quite a passionate rugby family. I
Yeah,
believe,
that's right. Yeah, and there's Natasha. Up she gets.
Oh, good peace of mind there even.
And here's the quick ball. Look at the trail runners. Referees have got to be picking that up, and he's picked it up.
He has, yeah.
No.
She's gone quickly.
She's gone. Oh.
Oh, did she? Looks like she might have knocked it on there. She was certainly behind
she
the
knocked
mark.
it on the on the tap. Oh, what a critical mistake. That's when you need composure. Even 3 points would have probably put Hong Kong into the semi-final. So do they know it's a 7-point game?
Well, they've certainly had the best of the territory in the last few minutes, Hong Kong. They've managed to pin
it's a
China
great
down.
scrum and a penalty. Now they need to slow it down. Up. That's got to be a penalty try. Yellows were not back. Hopefully advantage being played.
Advantage of some description.
And
They
a
won't
score.
need it.
Excellent. Natasha.
So it seems like the crowd
And
know
they
what's going on.
certainly
as
know
well.
what's going on. I think Natasha does. The girls do, and that's probably secured Hong Kong's spot in the semi-final over Thailand. But again, concerning. Going back to it, concerning the way in which they've managed the game. You know, in terms of the Thailand game, Anna won't be particularly well pleased with the performance, and the girls have dug deep in tough conditions, and now don't need to really be rushing the next minute and a half.
So the crowd get into it as well. The Hong Kong girls on a roll. A couple of tries in a row now and really grabbing back the initiative from the Chinese. So good determined stuff from them, and plenty to look forward to on day 2 of their competition.
That was great by Melody.
Yes, great work at the breakdown there.
Lim Nam Yan Melody, superb in terms of getting over the ball. And Hong Kong showing that when holding on to the ball and creating their intensity and with a bit of confidence, they can challenge the best teams here. Perhaps we are seeing them kick into to life at the right time for the second day.
So that's the full-time hooter you heard there. So well, you've been right there in talking up Natasha Olsen-Thorne. She's certainly been a strong physical presence in the back line since she came on in the second half there, Di.
Yeah, she's a powerful runner, one of our best athletes. Unfortunately for Tash, she suffers badly with asthma. She has some real debilitating asthma attacks, and she kicks through it, and I'm sure that the heat today is why she hasn't played a prominent part in the starting of the games, and she's been protected by Anna. But
so
I think they're aware.
Happy, yeah?
I think the bounce went well. The girls dug deep in the last 4 minutes, and will progress now into the semi-final tomorrow.
Nice. Well, thanks for joining us, Di, in the women's competition. That was a brilliant contribution.
Thanks, Mike.
And
pleasure.
Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. Of course not. The only thing that is exactly.